Hi everyone, Rachel Jensen here, broker owner of Luna Realty Belize on the beautiful island of Ambergris Key. We are on question number 48 today of In the Inbox, when we answer questions that have been asked by folks like you about the real estate market here in Belize, about Belize generally, living here in the country. And we are going to answer a question that I get asked quite a bit. And I appreciate that this does get asked because you're thinking outside the box a little bit. You're using those creativity points. And this is true for Americans, right? So if you're Canadian or you're not American, unfortunately, this question this week is not going to apply to you, but I'm going to share the information anyway. So to want to ask, can I use my 401k or IRA to own property in Belize? And the quick answer to that is yes. It is possible for you to use your retirement fund structure to own property in Belize. Now, there are a couple of stipulations that you need to make sure that you are abiding by. One is that it's going to be a property that you are not personally benefiting from. So if you own land, for example, you cannot build a personal home on it. If you own a rental property, you cannot come and stay in your rental property because then it is benefiting you. And with your retirement funds, you cannot personally benefit from it, especially when you are below the age of being able to take out distributions. So it is really important that when you're buying property through this method, that you are buying it with the intent of it being an investment. Maybe it's a land banking purchase where you want to buy now, sell in 10 years, 15 years, or perhaps you are looking to own property here, have it primarily be an investment property initially, and then down the line, you would like to live here. That is possible to own it through your self-directed IRA or your structure. And then over time, you can basically buy out your structure. Now, there's a lot of regulations, a lot of legalities to ownership this way. I would highly recommend that you reach out to a 401k specialist company or self-directed IRA company that's specializing in this. We did do a webinar on this that I can put the link down below where we brought in a company to explain it, because there are going to be things that you need to make sure you're doing properly. You know, I'm not specializing in this. I just want to give you the good news that yes, you can own property here in Belize. And then also do note that if you are using this method to own the investment property, the property has to be held in a company, and then that company will be owned by your self-directed IRA. Or from your retirement structure. So it cannot be in the name of your retirement structure directly. Typically, that depends on how the company is doing. I think it's usually a trust, which is how the companies are set up. But if you are buying properties here in Belize, then your IRA, your 401k needs to completely own a company, and then the property purchase needs to be through that company. So there are some loopholes. There are some ways that I know some people were looking at ways that they could perhaps do a joint ownership with, themselves or their kids in their IRA. That is possible. But again, we get into a lot of legalities here, and I would love to leave that to the specialist because I do not want to give you wrong information. So below, you'll find a link to where we had about an hour session with the specialist who really, this is their expertise. Feel free to watch that. If you'd like a direct introduction to them via email, let me know. I'm happy to do that via email as well, so that you are connected to the right people. Unfortunate news for Canadians is that you cannot use your RRSPs overseas, which I know is the equivalent retirement account that they have in Canada. So that is, I'm sorry about that, but for the Americans there, it is possible. You just need to make sure that you are doing it properly. There is going to be more costs associated with it. It is going to take a little bit longer, but it is really important for you to reach out to the experts to make sure that you're doing it properly. So if you are new to real estate ownership here in Belize, I highly recommend that you reach out for the Belize Buyer's Guide. This is information that you must know as a foreign buyer coming here into the real estate market in Belize. One of the most important things that you can do as a buyer is be educated about the market. I think sometimes we let our emotions get the best of us, especially when we're buying property in Belize, because it's a beautiful country, specifically here on the island. It's very tropical. You get that margarita madness, and then have this impulse to buy. However, if you're not familiar with it, then there could be a possibility that you could have buyer's remorse after. I don't know, but we just want to mitigate that entirely. So feel free to reach out, request this resource from us. If you're coming down, if you're planning to look at properties, if Belize is of interest to you, reach out to us. Our team would be more than happy to send over listings, show you around when you get here. info@lunarealtybelize.com is the best way to get in touch with us. info@lunarealtybelize.com. Let us know if you want this guide, if you want to look at listings, if you're coming down here soon, the whole kit and caboodle. We're happy to help with. But again, my name is Rachel Jensen, broker owner of Luna Realty Belize, and we look forward to seeing you here in the country, hopefully some point soon. Thanks, everyone.